evening, good night. Yes, this is great. It is the 9:30 live session, Supports and Services at Seneca College. Welcome to this second live session as part of virtual orientation. My name is Leonard Park, and on behalf of the entire team here at Seneca College and part of virtual orientation, welcome to this live session. I'm co-hosting this with my co-host Angela Burney, and I'll let Angela introduce herself.
Hi everyone, it's great to be here with you. My name is Angela Burney. I'm the Senior Manager of International and Operations within Student Services, and we're looking forward to sharing all the supports and services that will help you as you start your Seneca journey.
So just a couple of housekeeping items for this environment that you are watching this in. You can play around with the layout and sort of move things about as you see fit. On the left side, in between our profile and this sort of presentation window, you can find a list of links, resources, references, things for you to take and to save, useful pieces of information for your successful start here at Seneca. Below this presentation box, there should also be a live captioning box, and you can, on the bottom right of that box, you can select the language to whichever fits you the best. The bottom left of the screen, you will see a Q&A function where you can type in some questions. We got a team behind us who will be answering in text or sort of chatting back to you, and we'll try to get to a couple as well. So with that, I'm going to share this, and we are going to get started.
So Len is sharing, so we're going to shut our camera so you can see this better on your screen, and we'll come back on to do some live questions at the end. So as Len mentioned, there is a Q&A. We'll be getting to many of the questions throughout this presentation. So if you don't get a question answered written, it's because we'll likely touch on that information. So we are encouraging you to engage with us in this presentation using Menti. So if you go to menti.com on another device, you could use your phone if you want, or you can do it on your laptop and enter the code 65799412. Then you'll be able to interact with us in this presentation. If you could just go to the next one, Len. This is a really great tool that actually you may be seeing in your online classes. Professors might present using Mentimeter, so this is good practice to get you started in learning some of the online tools that we use in our learning environment. There will be a number of links that you can click right on during this presentation and bookmark those websites. That will be really helpful as you start your journey. So we encourage you to engage with us. We'll also have some questions to get to know a little bit more about you and who's joining us today. That's great. And you can join throughout this presentation if you weren't able to join yet. You can join at any time. You'll see the instructions on the top of the screen. So we want to know where in the world you're joining us from today.
Yeah, so this morning I said good morning, or just as we started, I said good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Where are you joining us from today? You can tap on your screen and let us know where you're coming from. You can pick your home country if you've recently or are coming to Canada on a study permit. You can let us know. We're always interested in seeing where our students are logging in from and joining us from today during virtual orientation. We hope this morning, for us, we hope the experience so far has been good. We have a lot of staff and students working behind the scenes to answer your questions and hopefully get you started in the best possible way.
That's great. I see around 850 students are participating and showing us where they're from. Students from all over. Great. I think we can go to the next one.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thanks, everyone. We're going on to the next slide here.
So we also want to know, where are you studying for this term? Are you in Canada? We have a large number of international students. We want to know, are you studying abroad for the winter term? Maybe you're abroad right now, but you have plans to come very soon. Looks like a lot of you are in that situation as well. Well, we will have links later on in this session to make sure that you have everything that you need and know about all the supports available as you prepare for your journey.
Amazing. Okay, we're going to go on to the next slide here. How are you feeling today? That is a great question. I'm very excited. If you're in the Greater Toronto area, you might be a little bit cold. It is very cold outside. But how are you feeling today from wherever you are? You can let us know clicking on that wheel, letting us know. Yeah, it's very exciting. I don't know. I love orientation. I love the third semester. Let us know how you're feeling by clicking on the wheel.
You're excited, Len. That's how you're feeling?
I am. I'm excited. You can't see me because I'm off camera, but I'm so excited. My fingers, like my hands are like it's that excitement, like shaking a little bit. It's like, what is next? What is next? That's what I'm feeling right now. Amazing. I love it. All right. We're going to move on to the next one, to the next slide as well.
Thanks for sharing how you're feeling. We saw a lot of people are excited, looking forward to the term ahead. Some of you may be a little bit nervous, we saw, and we hope that the session today and all the staff that are here to connect with you through the different orientation booths are going to help with some of those nervous feelings. So we're hoping to know some things that you're hopeful we'll touch on today. So I see students are looking to learn about services, guidance on starting at Seneca, and just about online learning. So we'll touch on all of those things. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, I saw one word that was everything. We will do our best to tell you everything. Absolutely. Thanks, everyone. We're going to go on to the next screen here.
So today we just want to let you know how we're going to share information around starting at Seneca. So we're going to review these kind of buckets of supports and services for students at Seneca. We're going to talk about the academic support. We're going to touch on health and wellness. We're going to spend a little bit of time ensuring that our international students know about some of the specialized supports available and also steps to take as you prepare for your journey. And we'll talk about things to help you personally and to help you connect to the Seneca community and to your peers, because we know a lot of you are looking forward to meeting your peers and starting your Seneca network. So an important thing we want to make sure, you likely have received the emails and seen on our website, but due to COVID-19, we will be delaying in-person academic activities until at least Monday, January 24th. The term will still begin online as scheduled starting on Monday. So that's important to know. And our campuses are safely reopened, some spaces. So there is some limited food services, student seating, computing commons, if those are things that you need to access as a student, as long as you're eligible and complying with our vaccination policy, are welcome on campus to access those limited services. If you are an international student, if you are awaiting a study permit approval, as long as you have applied for your study permit, if you have a study permit, or if you've been approved, you can start your term online starting on January 10th. Your permit must eventually be approved. And you need to make sure that you are in Canada when in-person activities do begin, if your course has those. So it's important to check that.
Academic learning, so academic supports. We have a ton of resources, support systems designed to help you be successful. First and foremost, our Learning Center, where you can receive free one-on-one tutoring. You can join supported learning groups. Some of your classes will have those already. They have loads of workshops and seminars and tips about study skills, and even groups for English language, both listening, talking, conversing. Lots of support there with the English language. At our libraries, lots of research support. You can join and look into our sandbox, which is resources that help you digitally create media. And the most important thing, and the one that probably gets overlooked, is citation support. So for those of you who are new to sort of referencing and APA or MLA or any of the other sort of citation standards, definitely look at our libraries and use them for support about how to properly cite your academic papers. In terms of mentoring, we have guidance. Mentoring provides a lot of guidance throughout your sort of first semester, connecting you with lots of different Seneca supports, most of whom that we are, most of those that we've mentioned today. And the mentoring also will help you through your program, sort of insider look and some tips and tricks that a student who has just gone through that system and that program has to share. And also, we've been getting a lot of questions both in our live chat and in our sessions about work, life, and school balance. And so connecting with a peer mentor and getting their sort of perspective on how they were able to do it and how they're consistently still trying to do it. You shed some light and give you some insight about how to sort of balance your work, life, and school as well. Our student advisors are a great resource. They will be, central to your progression, your academic career. You'll be reaching out to them for help with anything from enrollment to things about charting your academic path and the things that you want to take and getting support in that way. Accessible learning services. This is for students who have an IEP or need any sort of accommodation for their academics. Certainly look up our accessible learning services.
Thanks, Len. So now we're going to talk a little bit about health and wellness. So domestic and international students have access to your benefits through your health insurance. And through there, you can access additional mental health support. We also have our counseling services available to help if you ever need them. For the health insurance, if you are studying abroad and you're an international student, you'll receive an email about opting out if that's a choice that you want to make. And if you're having issues as a student accessing your medical card, once the term starts next week, you won't have those issues anymore. So don't worry, you will be covered and able to access your benefits. Our athletics and recreation department has a lot of virtual programming going on, drop-in sessions to help you stay fit and stay well, especially in these winter months. So you can access many daily activities, and when it's safe to do so, you can also, and they're open on campus, you'll be able to access their facilities. Seneca does have a medical center. They're offering virtual appointments. Through their website, you're able to book an appointment through phone or email. And as I mentioned, the counseling services available to assist if you're dealing with any personal matters that you need some help with. You can contact that team. Through your health insurance, you also have access to additional wellness supports. And for those who are studying abroad, we also have counseling available abroad through our providers. So whether you're in Canada or abroad, you will be able to access that support through My Wellness if you're an international student, or We Connect if you're a domestic student. So for our international students, we want to spend a couple of minutes just ensuring that you have the links that you need to be supported for your start. So we have a team of immigration specialists who are ready and looking forward to connecting with you to make sure that you have all the information around permits and visas, questions about your PGWP. We have weekly drop-ins on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. So, we know that you connect by email, but if you would rather speak live, our team is available during those two times and welcomes your questions and looks forward to seeing you. We have travel and arrival support. So those links will take you to our checklists. These are really comprehensive resources that will walk you through all the steps that you need to get started at Seneca and prepare to travel to Canada and what to do when you arrive. We have a Life in Canada video that helps you understand what life will be like when you start and when you arrive here, some of the important things to consider when it comes to banking, finances, your SIN number. So when you have a chance, we really encourage you to view that to get a sense of what it'll be like to settle. When it's safe, Seneca offers global opportunities as well for some academic programs, and we encourage you to check those out. And we have a number of activities that happen specifically for international students to meet each other and to ensure that you're connected to our team. The link to the International Student Support website will connect you to our sessions and let you know how to connect with our team. But we look forward to connecting with all of you over the coming weeks.
And just a reminder again, if you're using Mentee on a phone or a separate device or a separate browser, you can go right in, you can click on these links that are on your screen right now, and you can bookmark them for future use as well. If you are looking to get to access the Q&A function, on the top right-hand side, at the top right-hand corner of your screen, there should be sort of two squares in the top right-hand corner, and you can use that to resize the screen if you wanted to get access to the Q&A function or to the captioning or anything like that. We have tons of supports for all of you, a way to connect as well. Our advocacy, for both equity deserving seeking groups, but you can also connect with our sort of SSF, right? And you can do so in our platform and in orientation right now. There's a little booth for them. This is connect with your Seneca Student Federation. There's also a ton of clubs that you can join through the SSF, find like-minded individuals with shared interests, or if there's not one, then you can certainly start your own. And there's tips and checklists of how to go about doing that. We also have information about leadership development. We have all-day sort of events, our Leadership Institute during your reading week, and lots of opportunities for you to challenge, grow, and figure out your leadership style and how to apply that in your life and in your school and in your future career. We have resources like residences, lots of great events happening and supports happening for our resident students, connecting with your RA and the team over at our King and at our Nunam residences is a great place to find some support. And if you're looking for student jobs and career support, as I know a lot of you are, you can check out Seneca Works. You can Google Seneca Works. You can also go to sw.senecacollege.ca to check out the job board that is always being sort of updated. So do check that early and often. For our career support, you can search our career development team. They do loads of support workshops about resume and interview skills, cover letter writing, and so much more. I just saw in one of my colleagues about how they bring you to sort of a virtual interview to practice. It is wild stuff, awesome things for you to take advantage of while you are a student here at Seneca. For international students, as Angela mentioned, lots of resources, and this is one from the Finances in Canada website. So do check that out, and everything you need to know about, banks and payments and things like that. So, lots of different community groups. You can connect with our First Peoples at Seneca, and check out, once the college slowly reopens, check out their wonderful space at our Newnham campus, Odato. You can, if you're on the Mentee site and you're following along on a phone or a different device, check out any of these links here. Mentoring, find yourself a peer mentor. Some of our panelists this morning, if you join us at 8:30, are also peer mentors, and we have so many more who are there and looking to help and share and connect with you. So you can go there and sign up for a peer mentor and connect that way. Check out our loads of events on our student life calendar. You can click that link, or you can follow us on Instagram at Seneca S Life as well for all the updates about different events that are happening. International Hangouts on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. you can check out and connect with other international students and some of our staff team as well. Other hangouts that are happening is every day starting on the 17th. We'll be having a casual sort of drop-in at 9 a.m. and at 9 p.m. called the Daily and the Nightly. And you can also check out Seneca Connect for everything you need to know about Toronto, about Seneca, about Ontario, about Canada. Check out Seneca Connect. The link is on your screen.
So we wanted to spend a couple minutes just ensuring that our international students preparing to travel had all the links that they need. So if you are preparing to travel, you need to make sure that you have all your required documents, and we have the link here. As a Seneca student, you need to submit your quarantine plan through our Seneca International Arrivals app, as well as through the ArriveCan app. And this is even if you are fully vaccinated, as it will be determined when you arrive at the border that you do meet all the requirements. So it's important that you enter that information for us. This app also has a ton of resources and links to our checklists as you prepare to travel. Seneca will pick you up at the airport through private taxi, and we will book that based on your quarantine plan. So at least 24 hours prior to arriving, you will receive confirmation of your taxi pickup, and we ask that you give our team at least 72 hours to book your transportation. And this is a mandatory service right now, so all our students arriving are required to take Seneca transportation, and we encourage you just to review the vaccination exemptions. If we could go to the next one, Len. So an important update is that as of January 15th, all international students must be fully vaccinated to enter Canada. So there are additional vaccines now approved to enter Canada. You'll see there Sinopharm, Sinovac, Covaxin. Those are WHO approved. Now, if you're vaccinated with those, you will not be able to enter campus, but you will be able to enter Canada. And we have a whole checklist around vaccinations and how to map out your scenarios and what they mean in Ontario. So we encourage you to check that out just to make sure that you understand what your particular situation is. And you can also connect with our team, and we're happy to help guide you through next steps. But this is an important date. So if you are not vaccinated or only partially vaccinated, you will need to ensure that you're fully vaccinated if you have plans to travel after January 15th.
So, are you in a program that has in-person academic activities for this winter 2022 term? There's a lot of 20s in that 2022 term. Let us know. Some of you will, and that's great. And we are looking forward to seeing you in our hallways in a couple of weeks. But not everyone is, and that's okay too. We just wanted to get a look and a feel for where you all are at and where you'll be in a couple of weeks as well. So let us know if you have any in-person academic activities scheduled for this semester. Ange?
Sorry, if you're unsure, you can click the link in this question. That will take you to our winter 2022 programs, and you can look up whether your program is in person, online, or hybrid to make sure that you know. This is particularly important if you are not in Canada yet, because if you have in-person components, then you'll need to connect with your academic area. But as we mentioned before, all in-person academic activities are delayed until January 24th at least.
And if you are wondering how to click on the link, you will need to go to menti.com and use the code 6579-9412 on a different device or a different tab or browser. And that way you can both input your answers into some of the questions and things that we have on screen for you, but you can also use that second screen and logging in with using that code to click on the links and to save and bookmark for future use as well. We'll go on to the next. So our vaccination policy. Now, Seneca requires that individuals be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 as a condition to come on campus and to live, work, or attend student residence during the winter 2022 term. More information is available online. You can get there at health.senecacollege.ca. If you are an international student, please refer to Studying at Seneca during COVID-19 to see a full list of vaccination scenarios in Ontario.
And as a reminder, if you're seeing our screen and you need to make it bigger, you can customize the session on your end through the live session platform. So with the two squares in the top right corner, you can resize the screen or resize the resources. And I'm seeing that a few students may be having issues clicking the links. So within all the booths in the virtual orientation environment today, we have all of these links available there as well. So as you check out the booth throughout the day, you'll be able to access all of these links and services that we're sharing today. So for those who will be preparing to come on campus for the winter term, as we mentioned, all programs will be online for the first 2 weeks, but we have some steps that are important to follow that we want to introduce to you. And you can also look at our websites to ensure that you understand the protocols for coming on campus. So you upload your vaccine dose administration receipt using our Seneca Safe app. There are detailed screenshots and instructions online, and then this will be linked to your virtual one card. So when you get to campus each day, you'll do a daily self-assessment through the Seneca Safe app, and then you will scan your virtual one card and it'll give you a check mark that you're able to enter campus. So this will take a little bit of times to get used to, but once you have everything you need uploaded in there, you'll be able to easily access our campus. Now, should you have any questions about our vaccination policy or COVID-19, that is our health email there where you can connect for your questions.
So this here is our new student intranet. It's launching right now. And so we're really excited to have a wonderful place where we have a ton of information, all the information that you all need right at your fingertips. So we're going to show you just a little bit about it right now.
Seneca's new student intranet is on its way. Designed to help you find what you need quickly and easily and keep you connected to the Seneca community. Learning on campus? There's a hub for that too. Meet your classmates. Take part in life on campus. If you still can't find what you're looking for, the easy-to-use search feature will guide you to the information you need. You can also stay up to date with everything happening across Seneca, right from the My Seneca homepage or from your own personalized activity screen. We are excited to welcome our new and returning students to our new internet platform, designed especially for you. We launch in January. See you then at the new My Seneca.
Great. So that brings end to that portion of our 9:30 presentation. But now we have a chance for you to ask questions. You can do that in the Q&A, and we will do our best, and our team behind us will be also answering some questions as well. Now, if we don't get to it, that's okay. You can also use the live chat function on the bottom right of your screen to talk to our team as well. And if it's after orientation and orientation's ended and you think of something, you can always reach us at student.life or at student.life@senecacollege.ca.
Should we come on camera?
Yeah, let's do that. Any questions? Any questions?
So I saw a couple. Len, do you want to remind students or let them know how they can find out how to join a club?
Yes. So go to and visit our Seneca Student Federation, SSF Inc. INC. So ssfinc.ca. You can find a link on their page for clubs, and you can see what clubs are available and what are operating at the different campuses. And there's also a link there about not just joining, but how to create a club as well. And you can reach out there. You can also reach out to the SSF in this orientation as well. One of their links, and you can navigate there after this live session, is connect with your Seneca Student Federation.
So I saw some questions around like how to access Big Blue Button or other learning technologies. So if you head back to the virtual orientation environment after this session, there is a learning technologies booth, and in there is a link to that will explain and also link you to all the different learning technologies that you may be accessing as part of your online classes. Once you head back to there, you'll see in the lobby learning technologies, and you can click there to learn all about Big Blue Button and other modes of how we deliver online classes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, so there was a couple about like the math assessment. So some of your programs require a skills assessment to determine what math course you'll be in. And so once that assessment is done, it'll be indicated about which math you'll need to enroll in. Some of you are saying that your assessment is later on this month, and it's sort of not before the start. And unfortunately, because of how many students and sort of first come first serve situation, your appointment or your assessment date is we won't be able to move that ahead. Unfortunately, but shortly thereafter doing it, you'll be able to enroll in an appropriate math class.
I saw a number of questions around travel support letters for international students. So as an international student, you do not need a travel support letter, and Seneca does not provide specific travel support letters. We're an approved DLI to welcome international students. So as long as you have all documents required to enter Canada, you can use your offer of admission, and you can also request an enrollment verification letter to verify your enrollment in Seneca, and those documents will be enough to travel. If you just Google Seneca enrollment verification letter, it will come up. You can also access it from the Office of the Registrar website. Yes, we won't be issuing specific travel support letters. So.
Another question about a different type of letter for students looking for accommodations and they have an IEP. You can connect with our accessible learning services with our team there, and who'll be able to sort of guide you through whether you have an IEP, perhaps from high school or a different situation. They'll be able to guide you through the steps about how to sort of use that and apply it to sort of your start at Seneca. So accessible learning services. You can search that. You can also probably find this information on the student intranet. If you go to students.senecacollege.ca, right at the very top of that page is a search function, and you can start searching for any of the sort of topics that you might be putting in chat today and asking our wonderful QA team. But you can certainly look there, and we have a ton of information and resources to point you in the right direction as well.
I see some questions about last day to defer is January 21st. So you'll need to be aware of that date if you're trying to make a decision on whether you want to defer your term. We are seeing like a number of specific academic questions coming in, maybe around particular courses or your schedule. So in your student home, you should be able to see who your student advisor is, and they are a good person to speak to about your specific schedule or academic questions around your program. So we won't be able to answer some specific schedule questions here. I am seeing a number as well about delays in permit processing and whether you can start online. So as long as you have applied for your study permit, you can start January 10th online without receiving approval. Eventually, your study permit does need to be approved. It's important to note if your class has any in-person components that require you to be in Canada, and we encourage you to get to Canada as soon as you can. I'm seeing some around travel delays. Can you travel after the start of term? So we would just tell you to look at your academic schedule and ensure that you're not missing any important online assignments or deadlines around that travel. But if your classes are online, you are able to travel in the middle of the term. Just be aware of all your academic dates.
Yeah, so some questions about the start of the semester, how to access the different online platforms or which platform. So as part of your student home, you'll log into sort of Blackboard. And in Blackboard, you'll see a list with each and every one of your enrolled classes. And within each is that's where your professor will be putting a ton of the curriculum, a lot of the content, but also a lot of the notifications and things that you need to know about as well. So what will typically happen is that there will be instructions about how to join classes in the in that Blackboard. You can also go to your academic program orientation that's happening both this week and next. And on the orientation website, there is a link that says program orientation. You can click on that and you can go and find where your academic orientation is. They should have more information about your sort of first week, but also your program as a whole as well. So those are good places to start with. There were some questions about, I guess, more Blackboard or Teams. There were some questions about clubs, but mainly like fees for things like libraries or clubs or that sort of thing. Or there are no fees for clubs. Some clubs might do some fundraising to help put on events, but there's no immediate fee, and libraries are free. Earlier, we talked about peer tutoring from our learning center or any of the workshops that they offer about, with study skills or English language support as well. All of those are free. And so there are no added costs for those things.
I know that we had some questions around vaccinations and the booster. We don't have any updates. The vaccination policy has not changed at this point, but Seneca always follows the direction of the provincial government. And if anything does change, students will be notified by email. So you'll always need to look at your email for any important updates around the term or how to access campus.
Okay, so this is a three-parter, and I think this person asked three of them. So about the one card or the virtual card, books, like textbooks and libraries. So for your one card, right, you're able to get your virtual one card right now using an app called Got My Card. Right, but if you search Seneca and One Card, you can find a tutorial about how to download and what you need to input as well to get your virtual One Card. For books and textbooks, you can look for our Seneca bookstore. Once you navigate to our Seneca bookstore, you can find a place for textbooks. It'll ask you for your student number and it will populate a list of textbooks associated with your course schedule. Additionally, when you show up to your first classes and you get access to the, the word has flown out of my mind, the syllabus for each of your classes. The syllabus for each of your class will also include the textbooks required as well. For libraries right now, they are virtual, so you can find our library team at library.senecacollege.ca, and you can access a ton of online journals, lots of research. They even have a live chat function to talk to a librarian, and lots of help, especially around citations, whether it's APA, MLA, or any other sort of citation reference that you need.
I do want to clarify one thing around the January 21st deferment. So I saw some questions come in. If students are still waiting for their study permit and they get a refusal after the January 21st date, Seneca has a flexible refund policy now. If you search Seneca change of plans, it'll outline all the scenarios. So if you receive a refusal after January 21st, we do have a flexible refund policy in that situation, as long as you provide all the adequate documentation. But I'd encourage you to look at that website. Before we end, I saw a number of questions, Len, like on the first day, January 10th. We've shared with students how to learn about all the different platforms, how to connect with different teams. But on their first day, on Monday, what do they do?
What do you do? Well, first of all, you follow your timetable, right? So some of you will have classes on on that Monday, and some of you don't, and that's okay. So, whatever time you follow your timetable, whatever time it is, make sure you navigate through your student home into Blackboard, and you get all the information you need from that particular course or classes that are happening that day, and follow along about how to connect and join. That information is being populated as we speak. So if you don't see it today, it might show up tomorrow, might show up Sunday, might show up Monday, but it will show up before your first class. If you need support about that, you can, about your academic area, your student advisor would be a great place to connect with as well. But all the information should be provided by a professor through Blackboard, and you can access that through your student home. So for next week, just follow your timetable, log into your Blackboard and look for the requisite class to find the information. Just one thing about this is being recorded, and so we will drop this. It takes us a little while to process and to update. So it will, this recording as well as from our panel this morning at 8:30 and our panel following this, which is very exciting. All of these will be, all these are recorded and they will be posted on our orientation website next week, senecacollege.ca/orientation. Oh, one thing about textbooks and like free things. So textbooks you will have to pay for. You will see the cost associated when you go to the bookstore and you look at your textbook list. So textbooks are not free. The library is free, whether it's virtual or in person. Those things are free.
All right, we encourage you to head back to the orientation environment, check out the booths. There's a Connect with Your Peers booth where there's a ton of activities going on live where you can start to meet some of your classmates and other students. And you can come back at 10:30 for the third live session. Len, do you want to tell them what's in store at 10:30?
Oh, 10:30, I don't know. It's super exciting. I don't know if y'all can handle it, really. No, it's going to be great. We have for you all in just about 10, 12 minutes, a panel with all of your deans. So we get to ask them the questions and you get to hear from them. And they're going to tell you all of the secrets to be successful and hopefully have an incredible start to your Seneca journey today. So that's happening at 10:30 our time, so in just about 10 minutes. You can find the link to that back in the live sessions. Of the bottom of your screen, you should see a link to live sessions, or you can navigate through the lobby into the live sessions and click on that 10:30 session with your deans. Excellent. Ashley, you just want to talk about, we're going to wrap this up and maybe just a note, Ange, about the questions that are coming through and how to sort of keep this conversation going.
Yeah, absolutely. So we tried to answer many questions live, and our team was working hard to answer within this Q&A. However, if you head back to the lobby, button, or in the next session, some of our staff will be available as well. And as Len mentioned, the deans will be answering some questions as well.
Thanks everyone for tuning in to this 9:30 session about student supports and services. We hope to see you in about 10 minutes. Take care, everyone.